Just looking at my notes real quick. Okay, so thoughts on the Fuji X-T30. So about 2-3 days ago, I recorded a video for the X-T3, another follow-up video, because I was wrong about that camera. Wrong in the sense that the camera is not good, it's actually great. And it's not because I shoot Fuji. The colors in this camera is amazing right now. The X-T2 is what I'm using right now. But today we're going to talk about the X-T30, which is the X-T3's little brother. Let's check it out. I personally believe the colors of that camera are close to the colors of an ARRI Alexa. Not in the sense of the amount of information you're presented, but more the way the camera's colors are rendered. It's very similar to that of ARRI, which is amazing. I knew it was coming out. I knew it would be similar to the X-T3. That's usually what they do. They make a smaller version with less processing capabilities. Processor's the same, but I guess they changed certain things in the system that makes it less powerful than its bigger brother. And it's not weather sealed, and also the autofocusing system is not as robust. So here are my 3 thoughts on that. So the camera's amazing, first of all. Image quality equal to that of the X-T3. The only difference is that the X-T3 has more data that it can push to the memory card. 400 megabits versus 200 megabits. Now, just to break that down quickly, the more megabits you have, the more data you have to work with, ones and zeros, the more you can push or adjust the camera in post. Now, the autofocusing system on the X-T2 is good. It's focusing on me right now. I don't have it on manual focus. I'm using a native Fuji lens. Normally, in the past couple of videos, I've been using my Leica lens, but for the sake of time and getting this video out to you guys today, I'm using the X-35mm 1.4. And it's finding my face, it's finding my movements. I think if I put my hand in front of my face too long, it may rack focus to my hand, but it's keeping focus all this time. And the X-T30's focus system, I would say, is what the X-T2 has on steroids. It's actually improved over the X-T3, but the X-T3 is going to get those software updates within the coming, I think it's in April, so in about 2 months' time, which is great too. So imagine a camera with an amazing autofocusing system, very similar to that of Sony. Sony is supposed to be the king of autofocus. Very similar to Sony's, but with future upgrades available, with more specs available for that camera in terms of who knows what they're going to do next with their firmware. So that's amazing. It also makes for a great personal camera. This is why it's amazing. It makes for a good personal camera, meaning you can use the camera to go on vacation. I oftentimes take my X-T2 to family events. I usually take my X-T2 down to the city, get some pictures of street life, whatever the case might be. That is a personal project, yes, but I also use it for business. But people who actually want to take pictures with family, friends, whatever the case might be, it's great for that because it's portable and it gives you similar quality to that of your professional camera. So why not use it? If you're on a serious budget, I mean someone who does not want to spend over $1,000, because by the time you buy the camera and you buy some lens and you buy some memory cards, if this is your first camera, you're looking at about 11, maybe 1,500 if you buy your lens is brand new. But if you wait, I would say probably till about June, July, you buy the same camera used, you might pay, don't quote me on this, but it's very possible. You might pay $600, you might pay $700, but I think around $600 is a fair price for the camera because these cameras are coming out so fast, it gives you that advantage. They've taken some things out of the camera. They've taken out the dedicated headphone jack. They made it into a USB-C headphone jack type situation where you just buy a little, I guess, a dongle that goes from USB-C to headphone or 3.5 millimeter connections. And they've also made the microphone connector smaller. Still has HDMI, mini HDMI. The battery and the actual SD card are in the same slot. So if you have to swap your card, your camera turns off for that moment. So it's a little bit more time to put a card back in, but the camera turns off anyway when you take the cards out. So, but some people don't like that option. When you open the battery door, the camera turns off or whatever happens with the camera and you got to take the card out. It's just, people just don't like it. but they have added same eternal simulation from the X-T3. They've given it 200 megabits a second of data recording. The X-T2 doesn't have that. For those of you who have that camera or who have cameras prior to the X-T3, they've also included, if I'm not mistaken here, they have also included DCI 4K, meaning that you get the full 4K resolution. Typically, consumer cameras record 3840 by 2160, and I think 4K is 4096 by 2160. So you get a little bit more pixels to stretch and zoom in on. Not much, but you know, every little bit helps. And as far as the fact that you can get the same film simulations, that what I'm actually doing now, I'm shooting an F-Log, well, not for this whole video, but the next couple of frames, I'm going to record a section of this video where I just shoot F-Log, and I'm actually going to apply the eternal simulation. The downside to that, when you shoot F-Log, you have to shoot at a set ISO. You can't go to a lower ISO. And with that in mind, sometimes things may be a little bit blown out or whatever the case might be. But with the flexibility of switching ISOs and just shooting natively eternal, you just drag it onto your timeline and your video is ready. One big thing to me personally, as I'm shooting this video right now, I don't even know if my camera is recording because it doesn't give me any indications on the front of the camera that it's still recording. Sometimes I check the camera, it's turned off. But in the X-T30, you can actually see a tally light that will be flashing on the camera, letting you know it's still recording, which is actually your low light. There's a little low light, small light that they have in the front of the cameras, so that when it's really low light, that light turns on. It kind of gives you a little bit of illumination so the camera can find focus. They're now using that light to indicate that you're still recording. So all these features, it doesn't just make it a camera worth buying, it actually is a camera with tremendous value. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. And just be on the lookout for more updates on the Fuji system, more updates on the software, Final Cut Pro. I'm actually using a couple of LUTs in my Final Cut Pro workflow. I'll link to those too in the coming videos. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. Until next time, guys, this is Sewell here. Peace.